A sex offender is a sex offender. Convicted in one state, they should have to register in any state where they move, right? Well, in New Mexico, maybe not. The state Supreme Court heard a case today that some people worry could make us a magnet for predators. Dean Staley is on special assignment.
Sex offender Bruce Hall moved to New Mexico in the early 2000s. Convicted in 1999 of molesting 3 boys in California, he was on the California Sex Offender Registry. In 2008, Las Cruces police discovered Hall failed to register as a sex offender here in New Mexico. He was convicted in district court for failing to register and served jail time. But the New Mexico Court of Appeals overturned his conviction. That's because Hall was convicted under a California law for, quote, annoying or molesting a child. And this law does not necessarily involve touching, while the New Mexico law cited by prosecutors actually requires touching.
It's a matter of fairness.
Melissa Hill is a defense attorney who practices in California and New Mexico.
How can you punish somebody for not registering in New Mexico when our statute says that the offense has to match a conviction under our state law?
The Honorable Supreme Court.
But New Mexico Supreme Court justices indicated today that the appeals court interpretation may have been too narrow.
Primary intent is to protect children from sexual predators in New Mexico and in California, correct?
The Supreme Court could rule that the intent of the sex offender registration law is most important.
Look at the essence of what the offense is out there to see if it's the kind of thing that was within the scope of what the legislature was intending in New Mexico, that is, to guard children against sexual predators.
Even Hall's defense attorney acknowledged the larger fears.
I realize that the state has a concern, probably all the citizens of the state have a concern about this creating some form of safe haven for sex offenders. I get that.
The justices took the arguments under advisement today and will issue a decision later. On special assignment, Dean Staley, KRQE, News 13.
And there's another twist in this case. Now, the California law that Hall was convicted under is a misdemeanor, but he was convicted of a felony here in New Mexico for failing to register that misdemeanor conviction.